What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and we're here back talking about esports boxing club, but doing something a little different though. If you guys don't have Discord, I'll show up on screen here. We'll go into full screen here. We've got obviously my server here, so make sure you guys go and check that out. And we've got the esports boxing official, and they have obviously general esports discussion, suggestions, questions, content creator, thing like that. And they also have cover art where all of you guys and fans have been putting your cover arts. I thought we'd go through some of them. I don't know how long the Discord has been about or how long this has been. I only joined like a month ago or so. I never really checked them. I don't use Discord often. I've started to use it a little bit more to get into contact with other creators and things like that. So it's been a little bit easier. So we're going to go through them here and have a look. Obviously, the biggest problem we are facing at the minute are people keep using stars that aren't in the game. That's one thing I've noticed. A lot of people are using AJ, Fury, Canelo, Triple G, and as of right now, they are not in the game. So we're going to go through. We're just going to have a look, and I have saved a few in the past, but we'll have a look at what a good. So at the minute we've got. That looks a bit more like a PSP case, but that's quite a nicely designed one actually. Joe Frazier one. Okay, so it's been uploaded twice. Here we go. See, I like that. I like the idea of Joe Frazier being on the front cover. Obviously, it doesn't have the logos down the bottom, but I like the simplicity of this. I could see them using Smoking Joe as the top guy, and I'd definitely be happy with it personally. I'd definitely be happy with it. Obviously, there's some memes here. As you guys see, I'll skip through those kind of ones. This one, I really like. This is super clean. Nice, simple. Got a ring down there, the logo there, the name there. Super clean, but the problem is, unfortunately, is Mayweather's not going to be in the game. He was not in a Fight Night champion, and he will not be in this one. I guarantee it. He is too expensive to get his likeness in the games, and he knows it. But this is a super clean one. I'm a huge fan of this one. This is nice, actually. It's nice and simple. Well done to Amedu for making it. It's super clean, but unfortunately, I don't see Mayweather being in the game. Oh, another super clean one. Triple G. I love Triple G. One of my favourite boxers right now. But unfortunately, he has not been said to be in the game at the moment. If he is, he'll probably be my most used fighter because I just love him. I won't care about stats. I'll be using people who I love to use and who I really want to play as. But this is super nice seeing his Olympics, his boxing, and hit all of his belts right there. Super clean, but right now as well, like I said, he's not in the game at the moment. But this would be a super clean case if they got one superstar and they got him like this, a standard photo, maybe some Olympic pedigree or amateur pedigree, and then champion pedigree there. Nice, clean image all around. The ring in the background. Well done to. I can't say his name on YouTube. I can't say his name on YouTube. Oh no, yeah. People keep putting Canelo in. I'm not a fan on that. That looks horrid. I'm sorry to Else for that. A little bit of a lackluster one there, Ricky Hatton. No, I'm not really feeling that. So it's up by the same guy. I'm not a big fan of the Canelo one, but this one. So we've got some action shots. See, this is what I like, the action shot. I think this would be a really clean idea. The blood, the sweat, the fighting actually would draw your attention to the game more than, say, this would, or more than, say, this would. I like the idea of Conor Benn. He's a drawing figure for the game, with all the tattoos and how clean he looks in the game. But right now, I like the action shot. That's definitely one of my favourites at the moment. Super clean design. The case looks great, and I like that they've actually used the proper PS5. Some people I keep seeing on case designs, they use the black, and it's not black at all. It's white. The PS5 case is white at the moment. I like this one though. The action shot is definitely a way I would head at the moment anyway. Obviously, you get ones like this, which is not going to happen. They're not going to use just a real punch like that, and obviously they won't be using Deontay Wilder or Fury because as of right now they're not in the game. And personally, if I had to choose between one of these two to be in the game, I know it's probably going to shock people, I would choose Wilder. I think someone with that hit power in a boxing game would be super fun to have in the game because they couldn't give him 100 punch power and give anyone else 100 punch power because no one else has that kind of hit like he does. While his boxing skill is lackluster, and for boxing pedigree, it'd be more fun to play as Fury. To have someone that dangerous in the game would be a lot of fun to play as, but they won't be putting things like that in the game. I like this idea. Just Joe Frazier there, just basic cut off with the ring in the background. Really nice. The still there, the ring, the Empire Pro tape, all just scattered around. I like it. The shapes are nice and simple. A lot of the case I've seen where these logos are huge, but people have started to make them a lot smaller because I think they know that's the way forward. But I definitely like this design. I think it could be a little bit clean. Obviously, Joe's just got his bottom half cut off. I think they could do a full body of him with this still on top. But I like the idea of Joe Frazier for sure. Now this is a nice design. Canelo, AJ, and Triple G. While I don't think these three will be in the game, at least on release, I think the most likely fighter to have in the game on release will be Triple G out of these three. I don't know if EA owns the rights to AJ because he was in FIFA and UFC. So they could very well own the rights to him. But I think this is a really nice design. 3 superstars all on the case would really drag the attention of the boxing fans. I think these logos are a bit too big for my liking. I don't think we need this beneath here. Just a basic Microsoft Word font shoved down there. But I definitely like the idea. They need to keep the black behind this as well. The BC's normally got a black behind it. They should have kept that in for sure. But I like the design. Really clean. The crowd in the background. You know, little things like that make things like this pop much more. I like that design a lot. Now, this is the first and only Xbox One I've actually seen, and with Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk. At the moment, Usyk is not in the game, but Joe Joyce is. I think with Joe Joyce's huge upset over Daniel Dubois, this could definitely be something that we see. Joe Joyce being the cover, you know, him, Conor Benn, Joe Frazier, things like that. Definitely could see them being a part of the game, part of the cover, sorry. I like the idea of just the ring there. You know, it kind of cuts off, you know, ring there, the font there, and the fighters there. This is a clean design, and I like the idea of Joe Joyce. Obviously, Usyk's not in the game at the minute, I don't believe. But I for sure like this design. Even though it is an Xbox, Xbox design, but, you know, that's definitely a top design right there. And obviously, we've got some memey ones, like this, just thought I'd show you some memes. 2 here. This one is a basic one, but this one says you ripped off MMA Addicts. And I've seen MMA Addicts, they've done quite a few, and I really like this design. If we get rid of this shadowy figure, you guys can't see where I'm pointing. If we get rid of this shadowy figure, I think, as in the actual boxer, not him in the middle, I like this idea because it would be more focused towards career. I like the white border there that just cuts off the logos. You could fit a few more logos in. Because then it almost makes it seem like the game is about you as a player, you as a fighter. We don't know who the cover star is, or it could be you're the cover star. I think that's a really nice idea. That's something I would definitely go towards. There is more with like the red hood up and stuff that we should see. I've seen a few on Twitter, but a lot of these are brand new to me. But I like the idea of the walk into the ring, you know, just a shadowed figure, you're the cover star kind of thing. That's definitely a good idea to focus on the career. Yet again, people using Triple G and Canelo. This is not something they'll do at all. They're not going to use a fight scene or two Canelo and Triple G striking one another on the case. That won't be happening. And then someone's literally just taken the Fight Night Round 4 cover and put an esports box on. That's pretty dumb. We've got Canelo again now. And then we've got with Lomachenko. Yeah, it's a pretty basic design. That's not something they would ever use. It's too basic. It doesn't draw your eye enough. And also Lomachenko's not in the game at the moment. I like this design. While this would never happen, I generally like this design a lot. I'm a big fan of this photo in general. This is like one of the most iconic photos, and I'm a big fan of it. But it won't be in the game. I just like to get out that I like that photo a lot. I don't quite know why you'd want this as a cover, but you know, I wish Mayweather was in the game and Pac-Man as well. As of right now, that is not the case. Yet again, Triple G striking. That's not going to happen in the same photo here with Canelo and Triple G. That's not going to happen as well. We've got some more of these Joe Frazier ones that were put down in the bottom, which I said I like the idea of. This one, I like, you know, just simple, gets your attention. Maybe a bit too dark. I need to definitely get the logos there. But I like the simplicity of this one. It's pretty clean. Now, these two. We've just spoke about this one here. This one I like. There is no cover star. You know, you're the cover star. I think this one would attract your attention more than this one. I think the simplicity of that is quite nice. Whoever's made that's actually thought about it quite well and just thought, let's eliminate the need for a cover star and let's just make it like this. It's boxing. There's a fist. It makes sense. There's a shadowed figure in the background. It could be your character, whoever. Definitely like the idea of that one. That's one of my favourite for simplicity. So now this one, we've got someone tweeted at Teofimo Lopez, the undisputed champ deserves to be there on the cover of the game that is actually being made, esports boxing. So obviously, for starters in the division, I believe that Gervonta Davis is better. But that's my personal opinion. People will disagree, people will agree, people will say someone else is better than both of them, which is fair enough, it's boxing. I would like to see Teofimo Lopez on there. From what he achieved against Lomachenko, being that huge underdog, I think he deserves it more than anyone. But as of right now, he's not in the game, so the concept is flawed yet again. People tweeting him, he's not going to be like, yeah, I agree. If he wants to be in the game, he will go to them and be put in the game. If he gets put in the game, he'll be the cover star for sure because he's the biggest star, other than maybe Joe Frazier. But obviously, we've got to cater to the younger audience that don't know about the legends like that, or even Joe Joyce, people that don't know about the huge British boxing scene that we have at the moment. But this is definitely a good fighter I'd like to see on the case, but as of right now, he's not in the game either. And I think people need to focus on who is in the game. Simple idea, the WBC one. The logos down the bottom are humongous. I know we have great sponsors in this game, like Empire Pro Tape, WBC, I think IBF, I think is another one, and the British Boxing Board of Control, and the Ring TV magazine. But we don't need the logos taken up a quarter of the screen. That's too big. People have been saying the logos need to be taken down to just literally be like a little rectangle down the bottom or a little square. We don't need the logos massive down the bottom. It takes up too much space. Poetic Drink to You, done some really nice designs here, just with basic models, so you could almost change them. And these are really clean, nice action shot from both angles. Obviously same shot from different angles here. You can see the gum shield flying out. I like that one for sure, but obviously it'd be who would they use, who's going to want to be on the cover of a game where they're getting smacked in the face. Obviously they could just use two made up characters, but then that means nothing really. I like the design of the fighting, the action shots. Like I said before, I'm a big fan of that. But I don't think there's going to be any fighter that's going to agree to wanting to be on the front of a case that could be a huge game, and the case just pictures them being punched in the face. I don't think that's something that many fighters are going to want. Josh Taylor on, I don't think he's a big enough star to be a cover star, especially for the game being worldwide. Maybe in the UK he could be, but I would argue in the UK we would put Conor Benn or Joe Joyce on instead. But, great fighter nonetheless, and not a bad design, but not a huge fan. This is the one I was talking about. So while the logos are way too big, we've got the IBF finally. Someone put that in the WBC and the ring and the British Boxing Board of Control. I like the idea of just the hood going to the ring. I like that. That yet again points towards more career focus than it does one fighter being a cover star. I definitely like the idea of this for sure. Clean design though. Clean design for sure. Obviously there's a few I'm skipping through. Like we get a lot of repeats in the Discord. This, however, this is a nice image. One glove on, one glove off, shadowed figure, classic boxing ring down there. You got, train, you got the metal on the side, lots of photos up. In most boxing gyms, you have lots of photos, whether it be of Muhammad Ali or of Floyd Mayweather, of Manny Pacquiao, of David Haye for in the UK, things like that. You have them all over the wall. I do at my gym, and looks like that's what they've taken this idea from. And then we've got in-fight stance, and then we've just got, almost like a training stance with Everlast put there. Especially if they're one of the sponsors, that would definitely make sense to hear it. And then we've got the shadowy figure, almost like, psyching themselves up to get into the fight. I like this design. The logos, while they are slightly big, they are cut off by that white border, so then it doesn't pull focus away. I almost didn't notice them there. It doesn't pull focus away from this. This is what you want. You want this to be the focus, and these to be something you notice just afterwards. This is well done to MMA Addict yet again for smashing yet another design. Another Joe Frazier one, a little bit cleaner this time. We've got some shorts there. We've got some shorts showing not just cut off at the waist and the elbow. Logo's a bit too big for my liking yet again. They're too big, so they've had to put one there and one there. I think they all need to stay on the same line of one another. But I definitely like the idea of Joe Frazier being on the case for sure. More Joe Frazier. People are really rooting for Joe Frazier on this one, which I'm not surprised you see there. We've got 5 or 6 in a row. Ricky Hatton, he's not going to be cover star. Povetkin and Joe Joyce, very well could be, but unlikely. Joe Joyce and Hatton, most unlikely not. We've got Frank Bruno. I don't even know if he's in the game. Definitely a cool design, but Frank Bruno is not going to be a cover star for a game. And then my man Grappler, this is my dude. He does some thumbnails for me for the Realistic UFC 4 series. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you do. Really cool design, real rough and tumble with some smoke down there, real rough looking case. I really like the idea. The only thing I had with the issue with this was I said neither of these guys are going to be in the game, or at least they aren't yet. But the design is cool. There's no fighter, no one-sided man. AJ one side, Fury the other. Fury in the center, because arguably he would be the one to win. I think he's the favorite, maybe going into the fight. I don't know. I feel like in the eyes of boxing fans, not just bettors and not just bettings. I think boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans, Fury is definitely the favorite because of his movement. And then he's put the logos down there nice and clean. Don't pull focus. I like this design a lot. Just a shame that these two most likely won't be in the game. And we've got another two. We've got three here by MMA Addict. We've already looked at this one, but this is a really nice design. This could be one of my favorites I've seen so far. Yeah, again, another a bit like Grapplers was, a bit of the rough, scratched up, you know, real spit and sawdust kind of gym. Looks like training on the pads there. Or actually, no, possibly fighting. Looks like a pair of gloves there. My apologies. So an actual fight going on there, but no one's taking damage. No one's dominating anything there. It's just, you know, just a bit of basic fighting going on. Then we've got the real forefront of the fighter. This is what I like. You know, you got the white bar going across here with the logos on, but even this fighter, he's so in the forefront, he's cut off this. The only thing ahead of him is the rating. I like this design a lot. Having a fighter in the forefront like this, not fighting just, you know, praying, motivation, you know, psyching themselves up for the fight. It's definitely a cool design. You got a fight in the background, you got a fighter in the foreground. This is one of my favorite designs for sure. I don't know, MMA Addict smashed it repeatedly. I mean, this one's got to be a meme, surely. I've already spoke about these ones, especially this one. I spoke about the action shot. I'm a big fan on something like this. This one, not so much because nothing's happening. But this one for sure. But, you know, it's kind of been going to want to run a case where he's about to get decked. You know, I don't think so. Finally, one with a female on. I apologise, I don't actually know who this fighter is. There's not many females that I know in this game. I think, is it Katie Taylor's in it and Shannon Courtney? They're probably the only two I really know. But it's good to see a female finally be put on the case. So I'll skip through a lot because we've got a lot of Eubanks and stuff in it. Okay, so we've got like one like this. I'm not a fan of this. We don't need the logo 4 times. We don't need a boxing fans game for everyone. Don't even know if that's a sentence that makes sense. This is a nice one. Holding up the title, you know, real champion shit. I like that. That's a pretty clean design. Now we've got this one. We've got the first person to actually do the front and back of a case. Perfect gameplay, best game, ESBC. I like it. I don't know how I feel about these captions there. And I don't know how I feel about this image of Connor. But I definitely could see Connor Ben being the cover star. He was one of the first ones that I think was announced. And I think he retweeted something about it. And that's how I saw it. So it was because of Connor Ben that I actually knew about this game at all. These ones, I was just looking at these quickly before I started talking again. I like these. But the problem with this one I have is I think this would be a really clean design. But whoever's made these, Mr. Humbled Ink Gaming, he's overdone it. I think he's got a bit carried away with the effects. This, look, if you've ever played Resident Evil 5, when someone gets infected, they start to look like this. All the veins really pulsate to the front of their skin, and it looks horrible. I don't like it on his actual body. Like the t-shirt, I suppose I get, but he looks like all these veins. He looks like he's turning into a zombie. I don't like it at all. The design itself, the background, the way they've done it, the logos, everything else is perfect. Really clean design, but I don't like the effects. Like, that's so overdone, and I'm not a fan at all. Whereas this one, nice and simple. If they had put this effect on this Joe, would have been absolutely perfect. I like this design a lot, but I would have preferred this one without all of the effects on the skin. If you want to put it on the t-shirt, that's fine. The effects on the skin look horrible. And then we've got a few for Sonny Edwards. Someone's obviously a big fan of Sonny Edwards there. That's a really nice design, actually. Whoever's done that, well done, bloody hell. Amudu. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Really clean design though. That's really nice. I'm a fan of that. Sonny Edwards won't be on the cover. I just know that for a fact. But I like this belt here. It looks like maybe money or gloves. You know, nice folks. I like the blue tint to everything. I think the blue tint actually looks really good. It might arguably looks better than the red that they use. But really nice design though. Well done to you. And on the case it looks fantastic. It's a really clean design. Another one here by Poetic Drink to you. Another Sonny Edwards one. Not a fan on that one at all, though. I think that's pretty naff. Now, this one, you know, basic. Wouldn't draw attention to anyone, but it's simple. If they can't get cover style, they don't want fighters on the front, they could just go something like this. It's nice and simple. You know, that is something that is fair. Now, this one. This was made by Amadou as well, the same guy, but now I keep butchering. This is fucking wicked. I'm going to save this one. This is look how clean that looks. Alright, I saved that one because that was just so nice. I love that. Looking up at the ring. That could be sparring. That could be someone wishing they were fighting. That is just a beautiful design. That is very, very impressive. We've got someone here, Chris Small Art. To avoid spamming, this will be the last one. Gatty Ward sketch. I like that one. I think it's a bit too much effects. I mean, I suppose it looks like it has been drawn, so I like that idea. But I don't think a fight like that is going to be something to be on the case. Some ones that people are just throwing together. I don't think these are ever things that will come to fruition. This is something I would have been on board on. Had he not come up with all the excuses, I was a huge fan of Wilder. Win, lose, or draw, I was always a fan. But when the excuses came out about gypsy spells, have his drink spiked, have his coaches fighting against him, that's when I stopped being a fan. I can't be a fan of someone that's like that, you know. Even his coach that he fired come out and said he was untrainable going into the second Fury fight. He just wouldn't want to listen. And that doesn't surprise me with Wilder. You know, the dude is very arrogant. I liked him besides all that, but he is arrogant. He thinks he knows best. It's a shame to see, because I really liked watching him fight, and I was always a big fan, but can't be a fan of someone who can't just take a loss like a champ. And he definitely did not take his loss like a champ. First one I've seen with just AJ in the centre focus. I like this. I mean, AJ is really the centre focus. The first thing you actually notice before this is the name, Anthony Joshua, down there, which I like, which is on his shorts. But yeah, again, probably not going to be in the game, so it's almost irrelevant. But this is a really clean design. Really clean design. I like this one. Nice and simple, clean, fair play. We've got the, someone's gone with the Ultimate Edition, Esports Boxing Club. Tommy Morrison, Joe Joyce, and Joe Frazier. I like this one. This is clean. I would be happy with these fighters being on the case. A little bit bigger, maybe. Maybe something a little bit more detailed in the background, not just some basic ropes with blackness and a shadow going down on them. But definitely 3 fighters I'd be happy to see on the case. This is one of the first ones I saw on Twitter, just this basic first shot of Conor Benn. This was like the first shot I saw of people that were going to be in the game. I think this is one of their sponsors. They've got Cleto Rays. Great boxing brand for gloves. But basic design, nothing that I would want to see though. Obviously, I'm skipping a lot, as you guys can see. We've got like all these ones. This one is one that I would be a fan on. Tank, Gervonta Davis. But yeah, again, he most likely... Wow, look at that one. Most likely, Gervonta Davis won't be in the game. I like this idea. Simple. Walking away from the ring. Yet again, career, retirement. Definitely focus more on the career aspect. I like that one a lot. Here you go. Someone said, Curtis McNipp said, one for the girls. We've got Shannon Courtney there. I can't think of her name for the life of me. I like it, but I don't see the females being on the case. They're not as big a draws as the male fighters, unfortunately. It's just the way it be. Inui. Now, I would love to see Inui in this game. Even if he's not on the case, I'd love to see him in this game. He would be a monster to use. That speed, the punch power that he has, the composure he has, he'd be so sick to play as in this game. Pretty weak design, but I like it in general. I like the idea of having Inui, and I'm a huge fan of him. Obviously, this one I've already spoke about that I really like, with just the walk into the ring. I'm a big fan of that. Garcia and Tank there, and Canelo, Mike Tyson, Beetlejuice, and Usyk. So we've got some funny ones there, but, you know, I would like to... that's just not... You know, Garcia's not going to be on the case. Davis, I'd like to see. He's a huge... You know, the dude's a superstar, as is Garcia, but, you know, I love Davis. I think he's so sick. He's one of my favourite fighters, but not even in the game. It's not going to be the Canelo, no. Tyson, probably not. And Alexander Usyk would be a cool one. Usyk's definitely someone they could get in the game, but you never know. Dillian White, definitely a reasonable design to have for Dillian White. But, you know, what is he, 18 and 21 and 2, something like that? I saw this one on Twitter, and I just don't think putting a prime Hatton in the game is a good idea when he looks... yeah, he was great, but he lost to better. And one of the better fighters that we do have in the game, especially in his prime. But I don't see Ricky Hatton being the cover star, you know. I don't know. I just don't think... I think he's more of a fan favorite for the older generation of boxers when, you know, when I was really young, he was at his prime. So, I don't know. Here you go. MMA Addict, yet again, comes in with this one. Thoughts. One of my favorites. I really like that a lot. That's super nice. Just basic. Walk into the ring. No fighters around. Just someone in the corner, looks like. Walk into the ring. Cameras, crew. Everyone waiting. Smoke. I like it. Really clean design. Yeah, again, we've got the AJ1, Xbox and PS5. I like the idea of it. Obviously, you know, he's not in the game at the minute, so unlikely. We got a KSI one there, which I just thought was funny. I'd show you guys. And that is it. This was the first one that was ever made on this Discord. Joe Joyce and Alexander Povetkin. I like it a lot. You know, 2 good fighters I'd like to see. The design's a bit weak, but 2 fighters I'd like to see on the case. And that was the whole Discord. We went through every single one of them. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts were on these guys. Let me know which one was your favourite, and if there's any fighters you'd like to see, try and keep them into consideration of the game. You know, don't be saying, I'd like to see Canelo, Triple G, Garcia, Davis, Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez all on the case, because it's not going to happen. They most likely won't be in the game, at least not at the start, and especially not all of them. Not all of them are going to be in the case for sure. But definitely like to see some of those guys in the game for sure. I'd like to see them all in the game, but you know it's going to be tough to get a good cover art for them. I think that's why they've got this Discord open, so they can get some inspiration from people. But I like the idea of it a lot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think of the cover arts and what you think it should be, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.